BTS News Today. In recent months, few images have sparked as much global curiosity as the fleeting public appearances of BTS members Jimin and Jungkook, often clad in oversized clothing, baseball caps pulled low, and, most notably, face masks that seem to conceal more than just their identities. For artists who once stood comfortably under the brightest lights, smiling openly at cameras and fans alike, this sudden visual distance has ignited countless questions. Why the masks? Why the silence? And what do these carefully controlled appearances truly signify? The phenomenon did not emerge overnight. Since BTS announced changes to their group activities and began focusing on individual paths, fans have closely monitored every movement of its members. Jimin and Jungkook, whose bond has long been one of the most discussed dynamics within the group, naturally became the center of intense attention. Every airport sighting, every brief glimpse outside a studio, every moment captured by a passerby's phone was dissected and analyzed. Yet instead of clarity, what fans received were images filled with ambiguity. Two global superstars deliberately minimizing their visibility in public spaces. Masks, in the world of K-pop, are not new. Idols have worn them for years for reasons ranging from health concerns to privacy, from protecting bare faces on makeup-free days to avoiding recognition during personal time. However, when Jimin and Jungkook appeared repeatedly with their faces almost fully hidden, it felt different. The timing, the consistency, and the context made it impossible for fans and media alike to dismiss the choice as routine. Part of the explanation lies in the immense pressure that surrounds their names. Jimin and Jungkook are not just celebrities, they are symbols. Every expression, every gesture, every interaction is interpreted as a message, whether intended or not. A simple smile can become a headline. A brief conversation can spiral into rumors. In such an environment, the mask becomes more than a piece of fabric, it becomes a shield. It allows them to exist, if only briefly, as private individuals rather than perpetual performers. There is also the undeniable reality of safety. BTS's global influence has reached a level where anonymity is nearly impossible. Airports, streets, and public venues can quickly become chaotic when a member is recognized. Masks, combined with casual attire, help reduce immediate recognition and lower the risk of dangerous crowding. For Jimin and Jungkook, whose schedules often involve travel and late-night movements, this layer of protection is not just practical but necessary. Yet fans sense that the story does not end there. The emotional undertones of these appearances tell another tale, one of transition. Both Jimin and Jungkook are at pivotal points in their careers and lives. As artists who debuted at a young age, much of their adulthood has unfolded under constant observation. Now, as they navigate new phases, including solo artistic identities and personal growth, the desire for control over what the public sees becomes stronger. Observers have noted that during these masked appearances, their body language appears calm but guarded. There is no overt distress, yet there is a clear intention to move through public spaces without engagement. This subtle withdrawal contrasts sharply with their onstage personas, where openness and emotional expression define their performances. The duality raises an important question. Are the masks hiding exhaustion, or are they protecting something still forming? Social media has amplified the mystery. Every blurred photo sparks debates across platforms. Some fans interpret the masks as signs of vulnerability, suggesting emotional strain or the weight of expectations. Others view them as symbols of quiet resistance, a way for Jimin and Jungkook to reclaim agency in a world that demands constant access. There are also those who see the masks simply as boundaries, a silent request for space during a time of transformation. Adding to the intrigue is the absence of direct explanation. Neither Jimin nor Jungkook has addressed the masks explicitly. In an industry where statements are often carefully crafted, silence itself becomes a form of communication. It suggests that not everything needs to be shared, that some choices exist beyond the realm of fan service or public narrative. Industry insiders point out that such behavior is not uncommon among artists redefining their careers. As idols mature, many seek to separate their personal identities from their public images. Masks help blur that line, even temporarily. They allow artists to step out of the spotlight without making an announcement, to live moments unrecorded and unjudged. For fans, the challenge lies in balancing concern with respect. The instinct to worry comes from affection, from years of emotional connection built through music, performances, and shared stories. However, true support may now mean accepting uncertainty. Jimin and Jungkook have given much of themselves to the world. Perhaps the masks are a reminder that they are allowed to keep something back. Interestingly, when they do remove the masks, on stage, in official content, or during performances, the contrast is striking. Their expressions are vivid, their emotions raw, their connection with audiences as powerful as ever. This contrast reinforces the idea that the masks are not walls but doors, opened and closed by choice. They are tools of separation, ensuring that when Jimin and Jungkook are seen fully, it is on their own terms. The broader cultural context cannot be ignored either. In a post-pandemic world, masks have taken on layered meanings. They represent health, caution, anonymity, and sometimes emotional distance. For public figures, these meanings intersect, creating a symbol that is both practical and deeply psychological. When Jimin and Jungkook wear masks, they are participating in this global language of protection and boundary setting. Ultimately, deciphering the true reason behind the masks may be impossible and perhaps unnecessary. What is clear is that these appearances reflect a conscious choice, not a salutary. They speak of artists who are aware of their influence, protective of their well-being, and deliberate about how they move through the world. As fans and observers, the most meaningful response may be patience. Jimin and Jungkook have consistently shown dedication to their craft and to those who support them. The masks do not erase that bond, they redefine it. They remind us that even icons need moments of invisibility, that behind every global phenomenon is a human being navigating change. In time, the masks may disappear, replaced by new chapters, new music, and new stories told openly. Until then, they remain powerful symbols of mystery, of autonomy, and of two artists quietly asserting control over their own narrative in a world that never stops watching.